Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Mika. Thank you so much for stopping in. Heart to heart, ladies, are you single again? Have you been single for a while? Are you looking to be in a relationship? Well, my advice to you is that if you are in a season where you are dating or you are in a relationship, but you're just not sure which way this thing is going, feel a little uneasy, trying to make sense out of it, but you feel like you can't quite make a definite answer. Like you can't say for sure this is my person, or you can't say for sure it's going to move to the next step. You just need some answers. My advice to you is to turn to God. And now I know I've said it before and I keep on saying it. Your sis is not here to try to tell you who or what you should believe in. But if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe in anything, if you're atheist, if you just simply believe in just the universe, then what harm is it just to try to taste a little bit of God, a little bit of Jesus? Because out of all the things that I've not tried to like have a different type of God or a different type of belief or anything like that, but I have dibbled and dabbled in astrology and the universe and things like that, especially when I was living a different lifestyle. We're not going to talk about that, but when I had my days of doing what Mika wanted to do and not living the way that God wanted me to live, living more worldly, I tried to find peace with that. And even just thinking on a spiritual level, which I still claim to be spiritual in a sense more than I do Christian, but it's kind of hard to explain because I don't fully just say spiritual. One of the things that I learned about spirituality, I still feel like it's missing the major pieces, of being a Christian or just of having a true relationship with God and with Jesus. But I guess in a sense, some people still say that that's spirituality, and that's okay. Whatever you want to look at, it's still a higher belief. And I feel like if you are dating today, you need to believe in something higher than yourself. Stop believing in man, because that's when you're going to get tripped up every time. Men in general, men and women, we be lying. We be lying. Come on now. Somebody preach. Tell the truth and shame the devil. So if you know that, why are you over here trying to just believe everything that man has to say? That ain't how you should be dating. I could tell you anything to make you like me, to make you think that I am just God's gift to you. But if you don't got that discernment, baby girl, you are playing with fire. You are getting burned. You are getting destroyed. You are in it when you're trying to go into this whole dating realm without higher authority over your life. And to me, that is God and Jesus. They're two different spirits to me. Some people say they're the same, whatever you believe in. But God, especially, He is your creator. He's the one who made you. He knows what you need. He knows what you're looking for. He knows your heart. He knows your future. Nobody else can do that. Even these palm readers and tarot card readers and all that, they can't see into your future the way that you think they can. But because you want a little bit of hope, yeah, they over here trying to tell you everything they think you want to hear, tickle your ears. We all like our ears tickled, but that ain't what God's about. God's about being honest and putting it like if He said this is what's going to happen in your life, it's going to happen. If He makes you a promise, God don't break no promises. Man breaks promises. We be breaking promises, people left and right. We could vow to be with you for life and still stab you in the back, still leave you. We can promise to be your best friend and the same thing could happen. We don't keep our promises the way that God keeps His promises. So I was just thinking about this and I was thinking of so many sad stories. I've been seeing so many tragedies happening with our beautiful women, young girls, older women, in between, all the above across the board. People are getting played. Women are being destroyed. They're either literally getting their lives taken by a person that they believe love them. They're taking their own lives because the person ends up not being the person for them and leaving them or whatever, and they can't handle it. Or they get something that ends up taking their life away anyway. So how do we avoid this? That ain't they fault, you know, it ain't they fault. Okay, I get it. I'm not trying to victim blame. Please do not misunderstand me. I'm just saying that the problem is they don't know themselves. You can love what you see when you look in the mirror. You can. But do you love you all the way? Because if you love you all the way, you wouldn't settle for just anything. If you know what it is your heart desires, you know what it takes to love you, and you're with somebody who's not willing to do that, they're not willing to do the work, they're mistreating you, they're speaking negative about you, they're cheating on you, they're lying to you. People lie, I get it. So let's get some grace in the lying area. People gonna lie. I get that. But what are they lying about? Are they talking about you? Are they mistreating you? What are they doing to you? Once you get that cleared, okay. So if they're mistreating you and you've already realized that they are not loyal to you, they're not faithful to you, why are you still there? Why are you trying to figure it out? Why are you begging and crying and pleading for this person to come back? This person is wild. They don't care about nothing in life. They're selfish. They're self-centered. They only want what they feel like pleases them in the moment. And they can care less about your feelings. They can care less about what you say you want. They care less about your desires. They don't care about none of that. But yet here you are begging them, pleading, looking at all the good, because when you met them, they were such sweethearts, wasn't they? But that's everybody. We all change. Every last one of us. I can't think of one human being that goes into a brand new relationship with somebody showing their flaws. But then within a few months, you're going to see that person for who they are. You're going to see their insecurities. You're going to see their trust issues. You're going to see if they're habitual liars. You're going to see if they're unfaithful. You're going to see if you just pay attention. But it's not enough for you to just go into the relationship with just your own intelligence, your own logic. I get it. You got your diplomas and degrees and all that stuff. I get it, girl. I get it. You think that just makes you so smart. I get it. I got degrees too, but I am humble enough to say, I don't know what lies ahead of me and that I need God. I don't care how many degrees I get. I need God. And, you know, there's a difference, a vast difference from how I used to date when I lived worldly and when I told God, you can be a part of these portions of my life. But when it comes to this particularly dating, just take the back seat. Let me handle it. And then when I get into trouble, though, I want you to bless it. I want you to fix it. I want you to mend my heart and then fix this relationship because this is what I want. When those times was going on, I went through some things. I was in unhealthy relationships. I was being played. I was being lied to. I was being manipulated. I even started changing my character because I was tired of being hurt. So then I became that person as well. And it was just a series of just pain after pain after pain, disgust, just unhappiness, bitterness. Some people out here be very, very vindictive. They will try to ruin your life. If they see that you have something good going on for you, they will try to hurt you. They will mess up your face, mess up your body. They will try to keep getting you pregnant, trying to ruin everything you got going on so you don't get too far without them. They will call the police on you, get you arrested for something. Like, they will do anything they can to try to bring you down. And blessingly, I've dealt with pretty decent people. It's just that they wasn't good for me. You know, and so I didn't have all that, but I can say I've seen people go through stuff like that. I've seen it. I've had friends that went through some very hurtful things, some true scars from dealing with people who were not good for them, people who God did not want them with, but they wanted to be with them so bad. They just kept putting up and putting up and putting up with whatever that person was dishing out because they didn't love themselves. And I could say during those times, I didn't love myself either. So what am I talking about now, girl? Like, Mika, get to the point. What are we talking about? Okay, get God and didn't do what? I'm gonna tell you what you do. So when you finally decide that you want to date with purpose, get to know God first. Because knowing God first is like a trickling effect. It's like God is a cloud and he's gonna rain down on you. So when you get connected with that cloud, with God, who's on all that rain for you, that rain of blessings, that rain of healing, rain of joy, that rain of renewal, all that in that cloud just for you. He'll release it. So you get your relationship with him. Learn about him. Read some scriptures, a scripture a day, until you get a little bit more comfortable and you keep growing in your faith. Pray. You get in your word. You remind yourself, if you got to put sticky notes up, if you got to write a note in your notebooks, whatever you got to do, whatever you're looking at every day, put that note there, a scripture and a reminder of God's love for you. You get that relationship with Jesus so you can connect with God. Either way, it needs to be neck and neck when you're connecting with them, because it is so important to have those relationships. But I know a lot of people don't believe in Jesus. That's not my story, but that's okay. If you don't want to believe in Jesus, you definitely need to believe in God. We gonna say that again. God is number one. You need to make sure you believe in him. But get that relationships. Once you get those relationships, get to know who you are. And how do you get to know who you are? You ask God, of course. God, who am I? Who am I outside of just being your child? He's going to show you. You'll start to love yourself. Because then when you realize that what God thinks of you is so much greater than what you even can ever think about yourself, can't nobody tell you nothing. And once you get to that point, honey, you are unstoppable. You are most beautiful as queen walking in any room that you walk into. Because you'll know it's a different type of exuberance that comes out of you when you know that a king chose me. A king made me. My father's a king. My father loves me. My father thinks I'm amazing. He made me perfect. And so anything that anybody has to say, because I know with dating today, they would try to make you feel like if you don't got this going on, you don't got that going on, you know what I mean? Like the butts, the breasts, the big lips, the high cheekbones, the bright skin, the long hair, all the things that society deems is beautiful. If you don't got that, you unattractive. If you got a baby daddy, you trash. You gotta you choose from the leftovers that the women without kids don't want no more. If you're over a certain age, a lot of times over 30 or 35, oh, you lost value now, for real. Like, you go to the dumpster, go find your man. You don't get to choose from this quality of men over here. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It can make you insecure, right? It can make you feel like I'm not deserving. But see, that's why it's so important for you to have your relationship with God, because God is going to remind you, it don't matter how old you are. Women in their 60s and 70s, all races, who are getting married or who has recently gotten married. I seen it. So don't let nobody tell you you lost value. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not good enough because you have dependents. Don't tell nobody that you ain't pretty enough because you 2 shades too dark or you 2 shades too light in some cases. Don't let nobody nitpick you and tell you, let me rate you on a scale from 0 to 10. Because who are they? God already said that you are beautifully and wonderfully made. He said that you are made in his image. Who on this earth can ever compare to God? I'll wait. That's what I thought. Nobody. None of us could ever come close to God. None of us can never touch the level that Jesus is. None of us. So how dare we sit here and say, oh, well, he said I'm a 5. Boy, bye. Okay, I'll be a 5 to you. And if a 5 is not good enough, let me take my 5-star self on somewhere else. Because I don't need you to tell me what I am when I already know whose I am? You got to get that confidence. And I understand your sis has not always been this way. I have suffered from society's values and what society deems as beautiful. And I've suffered from colorism. I've suffered from preferences. I suffered from all that. I get you, girl. I get you. But now I'm a painting off of the most beautiful piece of art in the world because I know whose I am. You don't got to think that about me. And a man that I may be dating, he don't got to think that either. But that's okay because my discernment will help me to know if this is a person or not. Is this person worth my time? And that's how you have to think. I get it. You don't want to be single. Don't be too picky. That's why you single now. Okay. That's what I say. And yes, you're talking to somebody who has went through a 5-year streak of being completely single. Completely single. Nobody else talking to, no options, single. Just had in a relationship, ended, less than 6 months. Your girl's still single. And I'm happy though. I am not losing any sleep. I still eat just fine. I sleep just fine. Everything is still going amazing for me because I know who I am. So let me tell you a little secret about that. The old me would have begged and pleaded to stay in my relationship, especially after 5 years. This is my first time ever. I had not ever gone more than 2 weeks of being single. That shows how toxic I was because there's no way I was in, like, my longest relationship was 10 years. My shortest relationship was 2. So there's no way that I should have been in relationships for that length of time and then in another relationship 2 weeks later. Except for after this 10-year one. The 10 years was the most recent, and that's when I was single for five whole years until just recently, but then now I'm single again. But like I said, though, that was my first time. And honestly, I am so grateful for it because all the work I've done on myself between therapy, praying, dedicating myself to God, and being serious about my walk with God, I believe He sent me that relationship to put me to the test that I passed, because I knew when it was time to let go and it was okay. There was no bad blood. There was no cheating. There was none of that. We just wasn't meant to be. And that's okay. And so I used to think something horrible had to happen in order for me to walk away from a relationship. People usually had to break up with me because I was that type of girl that was like, I'm going to ride until the wheels fall off. I'm not leaving. I was her. And that let people run all over me. But you know what they did at the same time? They lost respect for me. And I didn't understand that. I thought that if I was just a good girl and I just held on tight, why would they want to leave me? When you do your healing and when you start to love yourself, you'll see exactly why. Because I would want to leave somebody too. If I could do whatever to you and you don't correct me, you let me talk to you any kind of way, treat you any kind of way, and you still here trying to give me more love, something's wrong with you and I don't want to be with you no more. So I understand now. I didn't understand back then. So let's get that clear. The other thing is when you are dating and you hear God, like, and He's so silent because He's a gentleman. He ain't gonna come in your ear yelling at you, girl, I said leave him alone. He's not gonna do that to you. So when you're dating, don't be so stuck and so consumed and so focused on the end result that you want that you block everything out. And it's not always about people. God would just drop it in your heart. You be like, why am I feeling like we got to break up? Or why am I feeling like this isn't the relationship that God has for me? Or why is this not working? And it could be something so simple why it's not working. Maybe the communication is not good. Maybe what you want is just two different things in life. You may want kids, he doesn't, or vice versa. Or you guys live two separate places and nobody's willing to move. Or the person just feels like, they don't have enough time. They work a lot, and so it's like, that can be a good person. He can be a good guy. but it's just not meant to be. And so God will not allow it to be, because that's not what he has for you. He has something better, and something better for him too. It doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve better because y'all didn't work out. Like, no. You should be wishing well for people when you walk away, but you need to learn when to walk away. And that was my problem when I was dating in the world and just trying to do what I wanted to do. I was so focused on how I felt, my feelings, what I feel for this person. That's what mattered to me. What do I feel? Because that person's supposed to be for me. That was the worst thing. First of all, feelings change all the time. Feelings will get your feelings hurt every time. Your feelings, it be your feelings that be the ones messing you up. Keep that in mind. Your own feelings be the ones doing you dirty. So no, we're not going to deal with feelings. We're going to deal with facts. And so when I changed my dating style over to dating with a purpose, with God showing me what is my purpose in life, and also just listening to that little soft whisper, to that feeling that comes into my heart. Yes, it's a feeling, but it's more like you can hear your heart, if it makes sense. Like when you get in tune with God, it's like you can hear your body. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you just hear it. And it just makes sense to the point where it's like, okay, it may hurt your feelings. It may really hurt your feelings. But like I said, you can't rely on feelings, because your feelings will tell you to stay somewhere where you're being abused, because of the comfort of having somebody. And your feelings can make you feel like, oh my goodness, if I leave this person, I'm never going to find love again. Meanwhile, it wasn't even love in the first place. So when I had changed to just allowing God to talk to me, and like I said, it's nothing that I've heard him just come and say, but it would just be the thoughts that come to me, and the heart, like just the gut, intuition, discernment. I never was the type that could walk away from somebody. Like I just said, I was always that type that was like begging and pleading, please don't leave. I want to be with you. I'll do anything. I'm so sorry if I got to apologize. Even if you were wrong, I'm going to apologize because I don't want you to leave me. That was me before. But when I started to date from God's way of dating, meaning keep them legs closed, girl. Meaning don't be out here begging and pleading nobody. Don't be trying to do things to please that person. Be pleasing to God. Focus on that. Focus on pleasing God so then God can direct you. When I started dating that way, it's just out of nowhere. I have this new strength. This glorious strength. I'm not mean. I'm not nasty. I'm not conceited. But I know when I'm sorry, but this isn't going to work. I know how to say it, and it could break my heart. I've had to tell people that, that I really liked. This isn't going to work. I may not understood it, but later on, I promise you, God will always, he's so good. He loves you so much. If you just trust him, he will show you why later. But right now, it's none of your business. So if he's telling you that and you feel it, you feel God, you hear God, because your body's going to talk to you in some kind of way, you just going to know. So if you hear him telling you, this isn't it for you, baby, let it go. It doesn't always have to mean forever. Maybe God needs to work on him some more. Maybe it just wasn't time. But maybe it was. Maybe you were just sent there to show him that there are good women, that he could have an attractive woman. Because some men, they fight, they have to just settle for anything. Just like we get insecure and we sometimes settle for just anything, men do too. So maybe you and your beautiful healed self was sent to him to show him that there are beautiful women who you could get. It doesn't always mean beauty from the outside. It could mean beauty from the inside. And maybe he's not used to that. And maybe he didn't exist, but God allowed you to come into his life. And now he knows it does exist. But you just wasn't his wife. You were just there to show him that women like you exist. When you're obedient, and then when you pray for that person and you pray for healing over that person and you pray good things into that person's life, now God can release your person. Because just like You probably showed him that there's good people, and you might have even really liked him and thought he was a great person too. That's God showing you as well that there are good men. But y'all just wasn't meant for each other. Y'all just needed to show each other that way. When the next person comes along, the next good woman for him that he feels like is aligned with what he has going on in his life and his purpose, he will appreciate her. Instead of thinking, oh, this can't be real, or oh, if I got her, I can get somebody else. You know what I'm saying? We all know we don't get good people in our lives like that all the time. Let's be real. It's a lot of people in this world, but it's not too many healed good people. So, like I was saying, he will be able to look at that woman and know, like, okay, this is somebody I can marry, I can grow with, or whatever. And then the same for you. You won't be questioning it because you've already experienced it. And now you're not walking around, there is no good men in the world. All men are dogs. Because you've already met somebody who was a good person. It just didn't work out because that wasn't the man that God wanted for you. So that's why it didn't work out. But God showed you, yes, there is good men in the world. So now you have a newfound appreciation for the opposite sex. And now you know what to look for. So now you're not in the clubs looking for that man. First of all, you're not out here trying to search high and low for this man with a flashlight in the daytime. You're not doing that because you understand that it's the man's job to find you. You just make yourself available. And you just appreciate it once it comes. And then you will see. Once you're in a different light and then you're allowing God to lead you and guide you, there's no mistakes. And if God says, let it go, let it go. There's a reason. You just can't see it. But that's all I have to say. I do want for y'all dating season to just be amazing. I do pray that your husbands find you and that you keep God in the center of that relationship. Don't push God out because you need God. The relationship is not always going to be peaches and cream. So whenever there's rough times that come about, y'all both need to be able to lean on God. Go to God for strength. Go to God for wisdom. Go to God for guidance. And go to God to show each other how to love you and you how to love him. That's the only way to work. I promise you. That's the only way that it will work. And if you have to be single for a couple years or longer, hang in there. One of my good friends was single for 10 years. She's happily married now. And she's over 40. So I'm telling you to tell you, connect with God. That whole 10 years, she was connected and just on fire for God. She loved God. She trusted God. And whenever the guy said no, she let it go. And she met some really good guys. But she let it go. And now her husband is amazing. They're on the same wavelength. Their purpose is in alignment. They both want the same things out of God. They both love God. They both worship God. They both sleep, eat, think, wake up, do it all over again, whatever. God, that's their focus. But has she had just been like, you know what, this guy's good enough. He's nice enough. He's handsome enough. I'm just going to be with him. Has she done that and not listened to God when God told her to leave that man alone? She would have married wrong. Because although she may have been attracted, although he may have treated her nice, she would not have reached the full potential of what God has for her. Her and her husband both minister. They're trying to build into the church. Even outside of the church, their lives reflect God. But that's her thing though. If it's not your thing, don't go faking it. Don't go faking it. Because then you ain't going to be happy with a man who's just going to be all into God and you not into God. I'm just saying, get into alignment with a person that is in alignment with the life that you are trying to live. That's all I'm saying. And that person is there. And don't let nobody tell you that just because of your age or what you look like, you don't deserve it, because you do. But that's all I have to say. I love y'all so much. I truly do. And I want to see all us win. I want to see all us glow. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the negative thinking. Let go of the accusations. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. Wish that person well and move on. You don't want to do that. Be negative and nasty. Show love because you are a child of God. So you need to behave and show up in that way. But again, I love y'all. If you want to leave a comment, please do so in the comment box below, because I like to read your comments, but let's make sure that they're polite and generous, because someone is reading the messages and they may not be in a space to hear something negative or something that's going to make them lose hope. You never know. Give some encouragement. That's what we're here for, to help each other grow and to give love to one another and to just build up, because sometimes we don't have nowhere else to go to find that love and that hope. So let's lean on each other. Let's pull from each other. That's what the purpose of this channel is for. And go ahead and do that. Drop your comments. Or if you like, you can send me an email and let me know what you think there. We can keep the conversation going just between you and I. If you want to share a testimony, I'll do that for you. Just put share in the subject line. That way I'll know. Otherwise, you can just share it with me and I love to read it. So we can talk there. I got you, girl. Or you can leave me a new topic idea. And if I feel like it's something I could talk about, I definitely will do so for you. But y'all let me know what you think. I hope that y'all stay blessed. If you don't have a relationship with God, please do it. It's the best thing. I promise you, it's the best thing that can ever happen to you. You will change. You will grow. You will glow. You will have a different found personality. Just trust me. I can go all day about God, but let me tell you, we're not going to do that. But anyway, y'all, please just try it. And if you don't like it, don't do it. Just let it go. But I promise you, once you try, you're going to see exactly what I mean. But I love y'all. Be safe. Be careful with your dating. Don't just go for anybody, because some people are out here to destroy you because they are working for the devil. And the devil's job is to steal, kill, and destroy. And don't get caught up in that circle. That's why you need to be leaning into God whenever you're out here going on these dates and whenever you're trying to give your heart to somebody, because the devil will show up as everything that you want, but not be that. You do not tap into your discernment. The devil will get you and ruin your life, ruin everything you got built for yourself, or take your life away. And you do not want that. So please be careful. No need to rush. Just because you're single does not mean you're less than. Girl, have fun. I enjoy life. I am very happy, irregardless of having a man or not. But I promise you, try it. Stop holding on to what you think. Oh, I met a nice guy. We're going to get married. Don't do it. Don't hold on to it. Just let it happen if that's what's meant to happen. If not, let it go. But we'll talk next week. I love y'all. Bye.